right, good morning. Welcome, everybody. How is your Thursday? And it's a green day, so we can start off with some good news, I guess, for the day, which is nice. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream. If you are watching this on the replay, we go live Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock to about 8:45. It'd be great to have you join on. As people roll in, don't be afraid to say hi. We'll see who's here. Usually the regulars show up. Great place to have your coffee. We'll talk about the market. We'll talk about our TFSA. We'll talk about some dividends today, and a little bit of news. A couple of got some. Actually, one of them is actually good news today. So that seems good to start off with. And the market, it looks to be kind of coming back up a little bit. So maybe this is the start of the Santa rally. I don't know. We'll see. My coffee first. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know who's here. We'll check in to see who is joining us. To the regular stand. Good morning. How are you? Let me know. Obviously, everybody, did you buy anything today? Let's see what's on everybody's mind. And good morning, Jason. Coffee emoji. I like that. That's definitely needed today. The week is almost over, and it starts to feel more and more like Christmas. So I think get through this week, and then we start to kind of coast into the holidays, hopefully. Got that. Good morning. So start off. Let's see. The title of the live stream. A couple of dividends came in today in the portfolio, which was nice. So I shared that on the community tab. Had a dividend from BTC.Y. So that's the Bitcoin yield ETF. That's one that always pays a decent dividend. So I was able to pick up a bit more of that. I added that to the portfolio, rolled that in, and then REI paid their dividend as well. So I just basically took the dividend from that and bought a fractional share. So no new deposits at all into the TFSA. Waiting for payday, maybe a little bit, but obviously time of year is the time of year. There's always more expenses and stuff like that. So just kind of taking things easy. I don't think I have to rush into anything. But I have been looking a little bit. It's almost like kind of this was one of the things. I want to start to do the deposit, the regular deposit, probably on BDY. But I was also looking at the Purpose Cash Fund. They have the cash ETF, and it's paying a pretty good return right now just for holding cash. Is like 4% something. So I'm like, I'm kind of maybe leaning towards that for a short period of time, keeping stuff in cash. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts on that. If anybody has any thoughts on that, might be not a bad idea to maybe build up, like kind of what I was thinking. This is my thoughts as I was thinking yesterday, is taking some of my, like I have lots of room in my TFSA, obviously. The goal is to build up my TFSA and not have to take from it. But I also have like a bit of savings on the side that I keep for like an emergency fund. And it's just in a savings account. And I thought, well, I wonder if I transfer it over into cash in my TFSA. But then obviously I probably would have to, sometimes, you never know, you don't want to, but possibly withdraw it. So keep it in cash there was kind of my thinking, to move stuff over, because I do have still a lot of contribution room. And at least that way I would get some interest on it that is tax-free. That's my thoughts. I don't know. Haven't decided what I'm going to be doing with that yet. So you might, if you ever see like a big jump in my portfolio, or not a big jump, but a bigger than normal, it would probably be because of putting that in. So that's kind of my thinking. I kind of wish sometimes with Wealthsimple you could. I mean, I guess it would make sense for me because I'm sharing my portfolio. But if you could break it up, your TFSA, into separate accounts, would be kind of handy. So you could have different, I don't know, just different allocations, kind of thing would be maybe easier. But they don't offer that in the self-directed. Only kind of one of each account. And good morning, Candace. Good to have you. And Rod, good morning. All the regulars are here. That's awesome. We talked. I want to bring up actually, because we talked about it really over yesterday's stream, and we were trying to figure out what whether you pay withholding tax in your TFSA for like U.S. funds, and someone actually replied to the comment, so that was awesome. So helped us out. So they were watching, and you will pay it on a U.S. fund in your TFSA. I guess it's only RSPs, from what I understand now, that you wouldn't pay the withholding tax on the U.S. or foreign foreign income. So if people were wondering that, there's a comment on the last video that helps us out, which is always nice. It's nice that the community can kind of chime in, because we don't know everything. And Justin, I guess you weren't here, obviously, but you do. There we go. We have it answered twice. Perfect. But there we go. So just RSPs. So that's kind of good to know, because I couldn't remember. It's hard. I'm not an accountant, so it's impossible to remember sometimes all these rules. and what happens. So that is good to know for people that are investing in US stuff in their TFSA. And there we go. So did those purchases. That was it's nice. It's always nice to get those. It's always nice to get those emails in the morning where you have you've got dividends, and to roll those in, even though it's a little bit better than nothing, right? So that's kind of nice to see that, to roll that back in to the TFSA. So happy about that. Share it on the community tab, so you can go check that out. I don't know if anybody has. I think a few people maybe have REI. I'm not too sure about BTC.Y. I think maybe a few people do, maybe not people watching. But yeah, it's nice to get those. Nice to see those dividends coming in throughout the month, and so that's good. And we're starting off today. Looks like a pretty decent. This could completely change by this afternoon, but it seems like we're making a bit of everything's kind of up to date, which is nice to finally see from those last few days. It's just nice to be in a green day for once, and move on from there. So there we go. So I do have a bit of news, though. We'll share a couple of articles, and we'll go from there. But as always, if anybody has anything they want to bring up or mention or talk about, fire it in the comment. Don't be scared. And if you're watching and you're new to the channel, subscribe and say hi. And it's a good group of people. If you have a question, if I'm not able to answer it, there's probably someone in the chat that can help you out too. So don't be scared. It's a good group of people to join on. So subscribe, like, we get that out of the way. Let's grab an article. All right. And this kind of was brought up a couple streams ago. And we can see this. We could see this with the bank earnings, where they're trying to build up their their buffer for essentially bad loans. But the Canadian regulator is raising it for the banks as well. So they're raising the banks buffer to 3%, up from 2.5%. As of February 1st. So I guess we're starting to see that with the bank earnings, they're starting to build up the reserves on that. But OSFI, so Office of Superintendent of Financial Institution, basically said persistent inflation and rising interest rates, along with political tensions, that's out there for sure, has exacerbated vulnerabilities. That's some big words there. So vulnerabilities remain elevated, with some, namely Canadian households in indebtedness and asset imbalances edging upward. So there we go. So bringing the banks to make sure they have more money. They're holding on to some more money just in case. So I guess that's a good thing. We'll see. Kind of see what happens with that. So keeping on top of the banks. And so the last one I have, let's share. This was kind of good news, actually. I found for once that popped up. All right, so just 1% of retail investors want to sell their stocks despite mounting. This is, I believe, a survey out of the States with Markets Insider, but 1% of retail investors just 1% want to sell their stocks despite mounting recession warnings, the survey shows. So the survey was done by, let's read it in here. It was, so it is U.S. economy based. So we can consider it probably, I would assume the results in Canada would be very similar. Despite mounting fears that the U.S. economy will suffer a recession next year, over 80% of traders believe the market will bottom within 6 months. This survey was done by Finamize. I've never heard of them, but obviously they polled 2,000 traders in the US, Europe, and Asia. So retail traders, that's like everyday people like us. And only 1% intend to sell their stocks in 2023, with 80% believing that the market will bottom in the next 6 months. I'm kind of almost thinking I don't want to say the bottom's in, but it seems very much like it, or very, very close. That's just my thought. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think of, if you think of that. I mean, is anybody, I think I'm a long-term investor with this portfolio. So I'm not thinking of selling anything, even though some are way down, but haven't sold anything. And just going to keep basically dollar cost averaging into thing. And the survey actually kind of hints on that as little, because retail investors, it's kind of goes as well. It's the latest survey kind of suggests that like retail investors are moving past, like, in quote, like meme stock mania, and focusing more on traditional investing methods. So that's I guess a good thing for people. It probably just shows that I know I'm learning from the process in the last couple of years, and I'm sure a lot of other people are too. So I guess that kind of shows what you start to invest in more, as opposed to just jumping into something without doing a lot. Like obviously it mentions GameStop, AMC, a lot of those meme shares that were crazy during the last couple of years, and big ups and big downs and everything else. So that's, I found really interesting. And the 29% intend to use the downturn as an opportunity to add to portfolio. So that's awesome. That's what I'm trying to do, and I think a lot of other people are. This part I found interesting though was 72% said they intend to basically invest in back individual stocks rather than ETFs or mutual funds, which with a particular focus on big tech names. So if you're watching the market, I mean, big tech is down. I found that part interesting, because a lot of the volatility sometimes comes from these individual stocks, and you can sometimes do better by dollar cost averaging into certain ETFs if you've chosen those. It almost kind of like it for a retail investor, it does the hard work for you, in terms of picking individual stocks, which obviously don't always turn out on the right side, depending on things. So I did find that interesting that was the case. I think if anything, for me, I'm probably more focused on ETFs rather than individual stocks. I mean, if you look at the dollar amounts of my portfolio, they're heavily into those two ETFs. So that, I don't see that changing for me in the new year at all. And then also too, 38% of retail investors plan to carry on investing in cryptocurrency, even though digital assets have, I mean, they're definitely in a bear market, and Bitcoin is down, 64% year to date. So, but people are still continuing to invest in either whatever it is, Bitcoin or another type of digital currency. So I found that interesting as well. That's just some food for thought as you look at maybe your portfolio to see how you're relating to. I mean, obviously the poll is only 2,000 people, but might give you an idea on how you're kind of doing compared to everybody else, and their thoughts on what's going to happen and everything else. So on the note, we can talk about Bitcoin a little bit. I am on and I'm happy about this. I did my typical Shakepay today for shaking sats on my phone, and I am up to day 364. So tomorrow or tonight at 9, when I usually shake kind of at night when I set my thing before I go to bed, and I do the shake, so it'll be 365 days as of tomorrow, which is awesome. So 365 days in a row of shaking that silly phone to get free Bitcoin. But so it's almost a year ago that I signed up for Shakepay, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of nice to get free ones, and they're also running, because I use it for my day-to-day spending. Like I transfer money over to the Shakepay Visa debit card, right? And it's amazing how much those little bits add up. So I usually add up for a while, and then transfer it off into my ledger. So it's good. And good morning. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the channel. Paul, we were actually mentioning. I think you might have missed it just tuning in. But Paul, we were talking about your answer to the question about withholding taxes in TFSAs for U.S. or foreign. And so, thank you for the comment. We made a mention of that. So appreciate it. Great to have you on for the live stream. It's great to have new people. And Justin's on 100 days for a Shakepay. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Justin, did you just start it or did you lose your streak? I don't know. I don't want to lose. I'm at the point now where you don't want to lose it after 365 days. I think I think I can message them and they send me a shirt or something if you hit 365. I'm not sure I really want a Shakepay shirt or hat, but it's a good milestone because as of 365 days, you get 1,000 Satoshis a day, which adds up. It's like 20-ish cents. So better than nothing. Keep it, just put it away and not worry about it. It's free, so why not? Oh, you went camping. Yeah, that's the hard part. You got to plan you have to plan your trips, or leave someone in charge. Leave someone in charge of your phone. There's a few people that I've seen on Shakepay's Twitter that there's a handful of people that have made it past 1,000 days. So the next kind of tier is like for their swag they send out is 1,000, and I think it's a handful of people, not very many. Most people kind of will lose it eventually. So I haven't yet. Make one more day at least, and then I've got the year. But I'll keep doing it. I have my alarm set. And I guess the secret is not to go anywhere where you don't have service to be able to shake. But it adds up. It does add up. It's kind of a fun way to kind of invest on the side. And I still do my dollar cost. I do a dollar cost average. So like instead of buying a coffee outside, I kind of think, okay, I put $5. I usually have a recurring $5 a day. Not every day. I just go in there and hit $5 every once in a while. There we go. So that's the news for today, and we'll see how market doing. Okay, Candace, I guess if Candace is still watching, how's your oil doing today? Yeah, Justin, I have my alarm set too. So I have my alarm set for I do it for 9 a.m. But I do it, and then I have it. I'm not in bed before 9 usually. So if I'm up, I just like shake it at 9 o'clock. But it's a good idea to have your alarm set. This pops up a reminder to I think the farther you get along in your streak, the more you go on just to make sure you've shaken your phone. It's kind of annoying. I'm sure they track it. If they could track how many times people shake their phone in a day, to make sure that they're getting the sats, it's probably pretty funny if you actually add them up. And Zach, good morning. Early lunch. There we go. I'm going to assume you're in the East Coast. We're more East Coast than me. I'm still breakfast time here, so it's good to have you here. And oil is not so hot today. Okay, well, sorry about that. It's I don't know. It's up today, but maybe you want it to go down. I don't know what you're trading. It's interesting time. It's interesting times out there, like it's I don't know how, Candace, I wouldn't have the I think it would stress me out too much to do any kind of day trading like you do every day. Yeah, I couldn't. I'd be too nervous. Not my thing. But it might be fun, I guess, to maybe try it. But yeah, I don't know. I think after a while, you get maybe you get hardened to it. But it sounds too stressful. It sounds too stressful to me. But I think just looking, actually, interesting enough, I think everything is, when I go back into my Wealthsimple today, everything will have just a touch of green. Oh, here we go. Oh, is there a big leak on a TC Energy pipeline? Not good. I haven't read that. Let's see. TC Energy. Shuts down Keystone Pipeline after leak. Oh, here we go. Let's pull that up, Rod. Thanks for sharing. Let's pull that up. That's not good. Breaking news. Oil into a creek. Okay, so let's just see here. Here we go. Keystone Pipeline after leak in Nebraska. It shut it down 32 kilometers south of Steel City, Nebraska. I have no idea where that is. I have to check a map. Emergency shutdown was initiated Wednesday night after a pressure drop. Prevent leak from moving downstream. Oh, okay. Stretches. Oh, interesting. That's not good. So that will probably mean, so fill up, that'll mean fill up your car today. And that's okay, caps lock. Is like, that's too funny. So maybe fill up your car today. Gas will probably react. I don't know with that one. It's interesting because you notice how prices have come down on, speaking of inflation and fuel and stuff, but then things like this happen, right? Turn it right around. And it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they get this solved and it doesn't obviously there's the environmental. You never like to hear that, and hopefully it can get fixed as soon as possible. Yeah. Or how, I don't know how. It doesn't say it. Looks like, it looks like the article is just kind of literally just posted a couple hours ago, so they probably don't have much information. And then TC Energy, yeah. So that's not good. And it is the main one, the main pipeline to the US. So oil oil will be way up for sure. So maybe when I head out today to pick up my groceries, I'll fill up the car. Not that half a tank is going to make that much of a difference in the big picture, but every penny helps, I guess, when you're thinking about it. Yeah. So interesting times. We'll see what happens. If there's any other news, pop it in the chat. It's always interesting. See these new things. Is anybody? Nadia's here. Welcome. Good morning, Nadia. Hiya. Nice to have you here. Popping in. I was just about to say, Nadia, did anybody buy anything today? Or did anybody buy anything yesterday after the live stream? Would have been a better, probably maybe a little touch better to buy yesterday than today, but if anybody's bought anything, let me know. I'm gonna maybe guess that I think it's Zach XEQT to add. Is it 20? Is it 20 a week that you want to buy? I can't remember what it was. How are you at your numbers so far? Or is it 20 a month? Maybe it's 20 a month. I can't remember that. Let's turn the screen share off. Whoops. You don't want that screen on there. This is my regular screen. But let's see. Channel going forward. Oh, and Candice, you're still watching. The live stream we did. It's like one of the most viewed live streams. So thanks again for popping in on that one on a special Saturday. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if you've been back on the stream since. So yeah, it was really appreciated. If anybody hasn't caught that one yet, it's good. It was a good conversation. It was a lot of fun. That was good. So Zach, execute. So 15 to 20 per week if I have funds. I unfortunately have $10 left until payday, so a bit limited. It's like living. It's I know the feeling. It's like you're living paycheck. You live paycheck to paycheck because you put everything in different places that if you're investing, right? You put like hopefully it's a good maybe good place to be, as long as you have emergency fund just in case, right? But if you're able to put extra into an investment, that's always, I think, a good thing. It's not necessarily the same as living paycheck to paycheck, but you're waiting for your pay to come in for your budget, right? That's the hard part when you see, especially if you think you see some opportunities. But I don't think, if the timeline's so long, you don't really have to rush into anything. So if it has to wait another week, it's not, in the next 20 years, is waiting 1 week going to make that much of a big difference? Probably not. So, so just save the $10. And it was a good stream. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's fun to talk about. Well, it's fun to have other people on the stream, but it's always fun to talk about YouTube, and see other people's YouTube journeys, I guess would be the best way to say it. And there's a few actually. There's some other I consider, I'm a small channel. We're small channels. It's not like I have bazillions of subscribers, but there's quite a few other like smaller financial YouTubers in Canada. I'm gonna definitely the new year reach out to some of them and see if they want to come on the stream as well, because I think it'd be kind of fun to get their kind of it gets a bit of their story out, helps helps each other's channels, and then also it helps everybody, I think, find new people to maybe follow, because I've kind of following a few of them. It's just maybe they don't want to. Hard to say. Some people don't want to go on don't always want to go on a live or show their face for whatever reason on YouTube. But it'd be good to have some different people on for sure. And it's always fun to have a new take on things. And then we always get sidetracked into. We did have that one investing question at the end from MC, so that was always good. So it was relevant. It was relevant, and we go from there. And there we go. And that's how we roll today. Not a huge day. I think the big news will be next week when the Fed meets. They have their meeting on the 13th and 14th. I saw a funny meme someone had posted on Twitter today. It was basically like waiting for the Fed, and it was like a raccoon asleep on a tree, basically saying like, no, there's not a heck of a lot of stuff happening, and everybody's kind of just waiting to see what's going to happen. I mean, obviously the predictions with the states is 50 basis points as well. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. But much like Canada, it's almost kind of the wording as well. Like Canada's kind of said we're going to be slowing down. I think maybe we'll see the same thing. Maybe we'll see the same thing from the states. I think probably we will maybe, and that might be a nice start to. If we remain optimistic for our Santa rally, it might actually happen. But we'll have to obviously wait and see with all that the stuff that's going on. There we go. And Zach, I guess a question for you, if you're still watching, if you try and put 15 to 20 per week in XEQT, do you have anything else that you invest that you have in your portfolio, or is it just XEQT? Like that's all? That's it. Be interesting to hear. I don't know if I've asked you that question before. Oh, okay, Paul. Yeah, you had mentioned SVOL. Yeah, you had mentioned that yesterday, and I can't remember the. It was the SVOL. Simply, what is this? The Simplify Volatility Premium ETF SVOL. Let me put that up on the. What is that? Let me put that up on the chat, Paul. Now 10% of your Simplify Volatility Premium ETFs SVOL. So 10% of your RSP. Hopefully it dips lower. What is this? I have to look because I have never heard of this. What does it invest in? Fund. Purpose of this investment, the fund, is to purchase or sell futures contracts, call options, and put options on the volatility futures. The fund will hold cash instruments. Up to 20% of the fund's net assets will be subject to the fund's option overlay to mitigate against extreme volatility. Okay, so is this like a so it's futures? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have to. I obviously, if anybody's watching or wants to look at that one, research that one because I haven't. Doesn't. I'd have to research into what it actually fully actually does. Don't hold that, but there you go, Paul. That's always good. It's always interesting to hear what people are buying. There's so many things that we see it all the time, but there's thousands and thousands of ETFs literally, and it's impossible to probably tip the, just seeing the tip of the iceberg when you start, but if you start digging down and searching for things, it's pretty crazy what there is actually out there. There's like literally an ETF for everything. And that, if that went to US though, and then obviously in your RSP, then it won't be subject to the foreign income withholding tax. There you go. So that would obviously make sense to hold in your RSP. You need more coffee today. It's going to be one of those days, I think. So S-Full, I'm going to put that on my watch list, Paul. And there we go. There we are. All right, that's all the news and everything else I had. So anybody else obviously we're over halfway through the stream, which is always awesome. Thanks to everybody for joining in. If you're still watching and haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Always helps. There's I guess how many of us watching here? 10 of us. So that's awesome. Be nice to it's nice to have everybody join on. So a little bit obviously with the time we'll do a bit of a channel update. If you haven't caught it yet, I did do the portfolio update a couple days ago. I still have to do the dividends for November. I'm so behind this month. It's crazy. I'm starting to get dividends for December, and I haven't even done the update video for November. But I will get that. I will get that film for sure and get that up on the channel. And I have the spreadsheet updated, but I haven't done my video on that. So that's what we will do. We'll have we'll have another stream tomorrow Friday. The TGIF live stream is always fun to do because it's the end of the week. We're coming into the holidays, getting in that mode. So we'll get that up, and then over the weekend, obviously with market close, once everything's through, I will do another portfolio update on the Wealthsimple TFSA, so we can see how it was doing, and then we'll go with an update right there. Roll it into the weekend. Yeah. There we go. So Justin, yeah, you're more than welcome to. So you're getting a channel started up later this month. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to come on for sure when you get started. It's it would be we can schedule one. You can come on in the morning at this time, or we can always do one at another time. It's up to you, but we can figure that out. If you go to Justin, if you go to my page, you can go to the about section, and there's a spot there. You can see the email, so you can shoot me an email once you get it going. Once you get your page up, and obviously once you have your page, Justin, or not your page, your channel going. Make sure you share get the link shared in one of the live streams as well. Get people over there and get you started. It's always hard when you're first starting out, when there's you're starting with zero. But it's fun to see it build. My suggestion, obviously, while you watch live, is everybody is just stick with it. The first year, you just have to kind of do it because you like it. Not it just takes time. But that's awesome, and I think hopefully you do well. That'll be interesting. More the merrier in this space. It's always good. And that's obviously for anybody else that has a channel. If you want to come on, if it's relevant, if it's we do have a few people that have other finance channels that are following. There we go. Yeah, that'll be good. So shoot me an email, and then we'll sort that out once you get that going. Maybe start it for the new year. That'd be cool. That'd be good. Then kind of. I started mine on April 1st, and so that's kind of my April Fool's Day. So I started April 1st, 2021 already. So it's almost been, well, not quite been 2 years, but getting there. Yeah. So happy about that. Not monetized yet. Everybody keeps asking, but getting there, really close. Well, kind of close. I slacked off on my videos last. You can see it. You can always see in your analytics the year, and I had a bit of a slack off last year in the month of December. which is given, right? Because of the holidays. So I think hopefully by in the next month or so, like once that part's off my rolling, we'll start to maybe get monetized. Well, definitely will be before the 2-year anniversary. That's for sure. I think as it goes. I always say if everybody that was subscribed to the channel watched an hour in the background of my videos, I'd have no problem. It's just it goes up and then it comes down. It goes up, but it's just the way it is. But if when you're starting your channel, Justin, don't think about it's not thinking about money. You do it because you enjoy it. Like I wouldn't be on here if I didn't enjoy it. It's not about the bits of YouTube dollars, but that will be a nice little bonus to be able to reinvest back in the channel, but also reinvest back in hopefully the portfolio as well as we go. But yeah, it's always kind of fun. There we are. So coming up on the end here. Thanks everybody. We're almost 2022 already. So these live streams go quick. I just want to thank everybody for coming on and joining on. It's weird. I've been so busy with work this week that it's like, it's good, but it's like, I'm at that point where you're like, can't the holidays kind of come? It's like everybody wants to get everything done before the holidays, and it's like everybody's in the last minute rush for everything. I think that's kind of what it feels like. So I got a busy day ahead of me today, which is good, which allows me obviously to invest down the road. So that's always good. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you. I'll post the live stream for tomorrow later on today, and it'd be great to have you join on. I do appreciate everybody that's joined on. Thanks to all the regulars. Really appreciate taking your time out of your day to jump on and at least say hi. And for Paul, thanks for joining. Appreciate your comments on the channel. Great to have you here for your live stream. It's a great group of people. So with that, let's end with a little bit of fireplace to wind into the day, and I got to get my day started with work. So thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you and see you on the next live stream.